Hello friends, previously we have seen meaning of federalism and key features of federalism. We have seen difference between unitary government and federation. Now let's see federalism in context of India. As we know that before independence that India was divided into several hundreds of princely states, and after bloody partition that India emerged as an united nation. All those princely states united and they agreed upon form one nation. And our constitution makers adopted principles of federalism, but in our constitution the word federalism is not mentioned. Instead of it, here mentioned union type of government. But in reality, we can see that all the key features of federalism, which we have seen earlier, those all are applicable to India. Like we have different levels of government. Yes, we have three levels of government. Earlier, there were two levels of government: central and state. And in our constitution, their own jurisdiction means jurisdiction of central government and state government, their subjects are clearly prescribed. So we can say that India is a federal country. Now let's see that how federalism is practiced in India. What makes India a federal nation? Many aspects. One, there is clear division of powers between central government and state government. The constitution provided uh, proper prescription about the distribution of power between two levels, central level and state level, because third level was not exist at that time where when our constitution was designed. So about two levels are clearly prescribed in the constitution. So local self-government was added later after 1965 about formation of third level local self-government, which we'll learn in the next topic, decentralization in India. In fact, all these seven features which we have seen earlier, seven features, seven key features of federalism, which can be seen in India. So, as we can say, India is a federal country. Now, in India, there are three levels of the government, and mainly about two levels: state government and central government. Their jurisdictions are clearly prescribed in the constitution. So, let's see how that federalism is practiced in India. So, first here, union list. That means powers are given to central government. We also known as union government or federal government too. So it has subjects of national importance, subjects which are important to whole nation, like defense. Defense can be like for a particular state, defense from outer powers, outer forces. So that is actually for whole the nation. Similar banking system, that also for whole the nation. Insurance, banking, as well as defense, money, and financial things. So those are actually for whole the nation, where central government makes decision for certain subjects. The union alone can make law for this subjects which fall into union list. That is why called union list. The second one is stateless, means subjects, different subjects which are specially given to the state. In this case, state can make their own decision without approval of central government. So these subjects of local and state importance, and state government alone can make decision without approval of central government because it is federal system. So police, like I earlier mentioned in previous video, trade and commerce. Yes, international falls into union list, but trade and commerce within state or interstate under state list, as well as agriculture, irrigation. So such subjects fall under state list. Now there is one more question. What about the subjects which are actually for both the area, both the jurisdiction, means like for the importance for whole nation as well as for union. So in that case, subjects which are of common interest for both state and central government. So such subjects are under concurrent list. Both center and state make the law. In such subjects, both state and central government can make law, can frame the law. But in case of dispute, in any case the dispute occur between central government and the state government, in that case the laws made by central governments will be prevailed. Education, forest, trade union, marriage, and adoption, succession, such kind of law for such kind of subjects fall under concurrent list, and laws regarding such subjects made by both central government and state government. But in case of dispute, remember, in case of dispute, that law made by union government will prevail. Next here, what about the subjects which were not existed that time when our constitution was framed, or newly come subjects? So what about them? So those subjects are called subjects of residuary list. So according to our constitution, the union government has the power to legislate on this residuary subjects. Example, like IT sector. At that time, means when our constitution was designed, that time IT was not existent. So these subjects fall under the residuary list, and union government has right to make laws, right to legislate over these residuary subjects. More the sharing powers between the union government and the state government is basic structure of the constitution that we know. It is not easy to make change in the power sharing because consent of both the levels is necessary. The parliament cannot on its own change this arrangement, or any change to it has to be first passed in the both legislature, both houses of parliament. The legislature means both houses of parliament, and it has to pass at least with two-thirds of majority. Then it has to be refined by the legislature of at half of the total seats. Means here we can say there is a complication. None of the state or central government alone cannot make change in constitutional powers which are given to different levels of the government.